Hi, my name is Hal Palmer. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be the Director of Human Resources here at Doohickeys and tasking me to find problems and solutions for HR issues within the company. I have spent some time in the office and in the plant, uh, studying policies, observing conditions. I've identified a couple of problems that I would like to present today with some solutions. Let's see this work. The problems I have identified are having to do with overtime policy and hiring procedures. Since I've worked here, I've heard grumblings of low pay. I've also noticed that overtime is not paid to employees that work over 40 hours. In fact, employees sign a contract that they understand that they will not receive overtime pay if they work over. Another issue is that of hiring is that we will not hire women because most of them can't lift over 25 pounds, which can be viewed as discriminatory. So these are the highest priority problems I'd like to identify and address today. The first solution for the overtime, wage and hour laws is identify exempt and non-exempt employees. Now we have a Fair Labor and Standard Act called the FLSA that we can refer to on these. And it talks about exempt and non-exempt employees, and we have to determine which of our employees are exempt. Here's a quote: "Those employees who are exempt fall within the guidelines of the FLSA, executive, administrative, and professional employees." That's basically the executive administrators of our company would be those that are exempt, and they're not subject to overtime. So if they work over 40 hours, you don't have to pay them overtime because of this special status. But the rest of the employees, all of our labor and most of our supervisors will fall in the non-exempt category. And non-exempt workers must be paid overtime at a rate of not less than 1 1/2 times their regular rates of pay after 40 hours of work in a work week. Okay. So as soon as we establish that, then we can work on solution 2, which is revise our overtime policies and train our staff. The first step would be to revise the overtime policies to be within line with the hour and wage standards in the FLSA. Then we'd have to revise our time tracking system to accommodate and reflect those changes. And another thing that we need to do that's very important is form company strategies for overtime. You know, we don't want to lose control of this. We need to keep it under strict control. For example, when is overtime permitted? When is it not permitted? How's it proved? And so on. Once we establish this strategy, then we need to train our managers and supervisors to these policies and changes. And finally, we need to train our employees so that everybody's on the same page and understand overtime policies. The third solution that we have here is establish a compensation committee, and they need to focus on wages. Now we pay $8.25 per hour. And is that wage low? Well, the good news is non-exempt workers are entitled to a minimum wage of $7.25 per hour. That's the minimum wage standard set in that by the Department of Labor. It's also published there in the FLSA. So our wages are above that, so we can feel good about that. $8.50, according to my investigation, is in line with wages in Western Illinois. But is it too low? There's a myth out there that you can lower your labor costs by lowering your labor rates. Well, labor costs and labor rates are not the same thing. Labor rates are straight wages divided by time, while labor costs are calculations of how much a company pays its people and how much that they produce. So this is where the compensation committee can come in and they can do an investigation, see if we can pay employees more and still keep our labor costs low. It's very possible that we could do that and still be competitive with our products. And finally, standardize our hiring procedures is another solution. This will help us hire the best candidates. And it will also eliminate discriminatory practices, as far as gender, age, race, religion, etc. Now, there's a Title VII of the Civil Rights Act that we can refer to help us guide through this process. It says, it shall be an unlawful employment practice for an employer to fail or refuse to hire or to discharge any individual or otherwise to discriminate against any individual with respect to his compensation, terms, condition, or privileges of employment because of such individual's race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. And we should be applying these into our procedures and our hiring procedures. And I know that we want to hire the best candidate, and that might include women. There's a lot of women that can meet the physical demands that we have. We don't want to exclude them on their gender. So our top priorities are wage and hour compliancy, getting those in line, and then train our employees, get our compensation committee together and organize and investigate our wages and what we can do there. And finally, standardizing our hiring procedures so that we hire the best people, that we don't discriminate. The results will be immediate if we do these. It will improve employee satisfaction and morale, top priority, and management will feel good about what they do, and they will know that they are doing the right things. I thank you so much for your time. I'm looking forward to your feedback on these problems and solutions and making Doohickeys a better company. Thank you.